Hello and welcome back to the Embracing the F Word experience. My name is Amber Soto. I'm the Director of Mathematics for iLead Schools. And on the last video, I told you we were going to jump into the optionals. So let's do that. If you haven't yet seen the first video that's embedded in the must-dos, please go back and watch that. It's pretty important in that I'm going to do things very differently this time around. And I think it's good for you to see both options. But for right now, let's just jump into the optionals and see how it was done. Aside from the title screen, and then this video was embedded here, we're going to go right to the guidance document. So now this is a checklist option in Brightspace, and I like the checklist option because as you check things off, it tells you the percentage of things complete, and you know kind of where you're at with checking things off. It also allows you to link the things directly into the checklist, so it's easy for access for the kids to get to. So I wanted to point that out to you. A couple other things. Number one, you're going to see things like complete the crumpled paper activity and post a picture or video of your finished product. You don't have to do that unless you want to, then knock yourself out. But you don't have to do that. My point of putting all of these optionals is for you to have ideas of what you could do with the kids. I wouldn't give them all these optionals at once. You'll see as we go through them, there's a lot. But I wanted to tickle your brain a little bit to give you an idea of the possibility of things that you could do, and also to emphasize the point of the importance of diversifying the access to the material. So make sure you're posting a video and an article and a song and a hands-on activity and a lot of different ways that address a lot of different modalities for kids to be able to access in however is most comfortable for them. Similarly, you're going to see that there's a lot of different ways to allow kids to express themselves with different modalities. So give them the option of uploading a picture or just typing a submission or responding to answers or uploading a video or whatever it may be. They can get creative with that. So I wanted to really point that out before I started. Okay, the other thing that's different about this is in the last one with the must-dos, I gave you places, assignment submissions, discussions for you to be able to put your responses and your evidence. Here, I'm relying on Google Slides. And I thought that there's a lot of different things you could do with this, but Google Slides is some of my favorite. And so I'm going to show you this as an option, although feel free to use whatever you want for kids to respond. So what I do is the first thing on the checklist is I say, create a new set of Google Slides as indicated in the overview video. Well, that's this video, so let's look. So you go to your Drive, just drive.google.com, and then you're going to go click New, and a new set of slides. And again, if you want to use docs or sheets or whatever, that's up to you. I'm using slides. I always ask the kids to put their name in their presentation. So this could be like Amber Soto, Embracing Optionals. That's what I could call it, embracing the F word optionals, embracing optionals. I always ask, as I've done on this checklist, for you to put your name, your role, or maybe for the kids, it could be like their grade or whatever information to identify who is here, but list it out, list what you want. For me, I want your name, your role in education, and your site or program that you're at. So you're gonna put that on here. Okay, and then after that, every single slide after that, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the title on the checklist. So you'll see here, if I scroll down, let's say I wanted to do the crumpled paper activity. Then what you would do is you would write up the top here, crumpled paper activity. And then down here, you would do whatever the activity asks you to do. And again, if you went through and the next thing you wanted to do was neuron model, that you would write neuron model at the top. So you always ask for them to write the title of whatever it is they're responding to at the top of the slide. And then underneath that is where they will respond or provide evidence depending on what it asks for. If it asks for you to respond to questions, you'll type it in there. If it asks for you to upload a picture, you're going to do insert image, and then either upload from your computer or search from the web or Drive photos, any of these things you can pull an image from. You can throw a text box in there, you can upload a video. There's really so many options you can do with these, and that's why I like using the slides, because it separates each of the different optionals nicely when kids turn it in. So once they've done that, and once you've done that, if you feel like you want to try it out from the kids' point of view, you're going to share, and you're going to make sure that when you share it with me. Now I'm already the owner, so it's not going to let me share with that me. So I'm going to use my other email address. Make sure I'm shared as an editor. All right. I won't edit things, I promise. It just makes it easier to navigate through. And then send. And then you're going to click back on the share, and you're going to get the link. Make sure, like right now it's restricted. Make sure that you put share with anyone. Anyone with the link can view. All right. Anyone with the link can view. And then once you're there, you can copy the link and you'll have it copied. Okay. Then you're going to go back to your guidance document. You're going to go through, you're going to fill out your slides with the different things as I showed you. I'll come back to this, but right now I'm going to move forward. And then this will be your assignment to submit your slides. So you'll see I still gave the same directions here with what to do. And then for text submissions, you're going to pop in here. Remember, I said before that sometimes you have to drag this bottom corner to be able to open it up and to see it. You can either directly paste your link there, or you could do something like I did before, Amber response slides. And then you can click the web link, highlight, and click the web link. And you'll see there's a place that says URL. So you can right click and paste your link to your Google Slides there, and then insert that. So if that's too much for you and you just want to paste the entire link, that's fine too. And then you click submit, and it will send it to me. And if you have your kids, they'll send it to you. And that's how you can get all the responses for whatever unit is you're doing. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the guidance checklist so that we can kind of see all the possibilities that are there. So there's a growth mindset video. This is a really good one. I would suggest watching it. It's from Joe Bowler. There's a crumpled paper activity that I think is excellent. Even if you don't do it, read through it. It's really quick, but to give you an idea of something you could do with your kids. This video is really, really cool about a school in Netherlands that does things a little bit differently. Quizlet is a vocabulary flashcard application. So that's a cool thing you can use. A neuron model, if you click on this, it teaches you how to use household objects to build a model of a neuron. This is a really cool TED Talk on smart failure. And this is an article to be read on why mistakes matter in creating a path for learning. And then we have a couple choice board options, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I really do want to point out the diversity in things. There's videos, there's Quizlet cards, there's building a neuron, there's articles to read, there's a lot of different options there. I'll come back to the choice board. I do want to talk about the importance of getting to the level of create. If you can get your kids to create something based on the things they've learned, that's the best place to be. So you see here, I said, create information to share with others regarding growth mindset. This could be a video, a brochure, a picture, an essay, a song, whatever medium you feel that you can use to teach others about what you've learned in this unit. Feel free to be creative. If you can get your kids to the creative place, you're in a good place. And then the last thing, we would always leave the option to create their own optionals. So we had a lot of kids that would submit things and be like, hey, this should be an optional. And we'd say, that's awesome. Thank you for finding that. And yes, that will count as an optional for points for you. Another thing to think about, how you want to score the optionals. Since they are optional, you might just say choose 2 or 3 from the list to have some kind of accountability to doing some. But again, that's up to you. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is the choice board. Again, I don't know if I would do both, but this will give you an option of what is available for maybe little kids to try. Plus, I love this choice board. It's pretty cool. So you see here, it's welcome to embracing the F word. And you see there's a little ticket in the middle. If you click on the ticket, you'll see that it takes you to the choice board, which is really just a bunch of tickets. So you can see, like, let's say we wanted to go look at the song that's called Yet. We would click on this ticket and it would take us there. And once we listened to the song and enjoyed it and processed it, we could come back to the little ticket booth in the bottom right-hand corner, click on it, and it brings us right back again to all the tickets. Then maybe we wanted to do an activity on growth mindset. Again, click, You get here, and once you're done, click back to everything. So it's this nice little back and forth that you can explore all the different choices and always get back to the center. So again, this has 6 options. It has a create your own option. This might be more appropriate for younger kids, but who knows? It's really up to you. Again, all of these options are really just to kind of like give you suggestions to think about. I put 2 of them here on this guidance document that they could choose 2 from the board, but you can feel free to do whatever you want. Okay, so that is kind of the idea behind the optionals. They're different modalities, things that kids can access that can be fun for them to further dig into. You don't have to do these unless you really want to, but please explore them to see what's there, because there's a lot of good stuff there. And then again, you don't have to do the assignment with the response slides, but I do think sometimes it's good for you to experience what the learner is going to experience, so that when you actually have them doing it, you can say, oh, I did that, and this is what I had to do. Similar to how I showed you that I had to drag the bottom right-hand corner. I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't have tried it myself to be able to give you that heads up so that it didn't get frustrating. Okay, so I do highly suggest trying out some of these things, but you don't have to do it in the same way. Just explore, have fun, and think about ways that you can provide optionals to enhance a lesson outside of the must-dos, the things that are the core of what the lesson is about. Okay, I think I've said enough. This section is probably really, really long now, and I apologize for that. But with that said, I hope you have a good time digging in, and happy learning.